since the beginning of January, been publicizing this. And here you are today, the sisters of the flag. So I don't only welcome you here to this party today, but I welcome you home. I've said this a number of times. I am really blessed to be in contact with 922 of you at the click of a button. Nobody can tell me Facebook today. It was totally through Facebook that your presence came to be, and by your word of mouth for those women who are not on Facebook. There are over 80 of you signed in for today. I think that's amazing. The excitement has been building. I know it has been for me. If you were on Facebook last night, I was up until 3.
I know. Singing. I was up.
There's been no mailings. This is just because you have stayed connected. So today there's a twofold reason. Let me start with the first. It's to thank and to honor the sisters of St. Francis of Assisi who made St. Mary's Academy a reality. And some of those sisters are here with us today. There were 399 women who were a part of our congregation from 1904 till 1991 who brought St. Mary's to life. The second reason is to keep our relationship to you alive. To me, that is the most important reason for today. And as I keep saying, though the school is not there in operating condition, St. Mary's Academy will never die. So in preparing for this event today, and yes, I have it printed out, and it's an 18-point because I'm older now, and I can't see 12-point. So in preparing for this event today, I thought back to a memory that popped into my head from around 1980. The principal asked me to do the St. Mary's Day presentation and talk. And I was like, Rita, what are you kidding me? But of course, if Rita said do it, you did it. So I had that honor. And I told a story that day, and I'd like to recall a little piece of that story. And the story came out of myself going to my high school reunion in New York for my 20-year reunion. It was a grand event. There were over 500 people in my graduating class. So they invited our vice principal, you know, the little sister Loretta types and the sister Robert types, but her name was Sister Edwardine. So little teeny Sister Edwardine came slowly and quietly walking up to the podium, and she got up there and she said, you know, whenever I'm asked to say something, it takes me longer to get up to the microphone than to say what I need to say. She took a deep pause, and she said, we loved you then, and we love you now. And that is the message that I gave that day on Mary's Day, and that message is still true today. And yes, I'm crying. Sister Edwardine was an icon in my mind. Just like some of these sisters who you still remember are icons in your mind. But in our visual presentation, you're going to see some of the icons that made St. Mary's Academy what it became and how it continues to live in our hearts. Today, I'd like to introduce to you Sister Stella DeVenuta. Diana is one of the leaders of our congregation on our administrative team, but more so, Diana is one of my sisters who I love. So Diana, can you please come up and say a few words to us so we can rock and roll?
I don't know if it's going to take me longer to get here than my message.
Because you were there.
Yeah, it helped me up the steps. But I would like to formally welcome all of you in the name of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi to an afternoon of sweet memories. We are proud of our Sisters of the Flag and the Sisters of the Blue Pinafore. You have taken your education that you received at St. Mary's Academy and put it to such good use in so many professions. You have taken the values that you have learned and have lived them out in your families, in your neighborhoods, in your cities, in your work sites, and yes, in the world. We are happy to still be connected with you and you with the High School Academy. And we're happy to see so many of you here today. The weather is so nice that you could have been out doing other things, and yet you chose to be here. Enjoy this time of bonding and reliving your memories with each other and with your former teachers. Know that you will always be important to us.
Before we begin the video presentation, well, it's not quite a video, I have to tell you a little while ago, they almost had a 911 me because my presentation that I worked on until 3 this morning disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have another side. And I started yelling at Sister Rita. I said, stop playing with me. I don't have time for this. Where is it? My iPhoto library went into a rebuild and everything went away. But it is miraculously back. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, all I know is it's there. The music that you're going to hear under these wonderful pictures is the music of an artist friend of mine by the name of Joyce Rouse, otherwise known as Earth Mama. I have some of her CDs over there in case this song gets into your heart as it's gotten into mine. I called Joyce and I asked her, she lives down in Tennessee, if I could use this very perfect song, Standing on the Shoulders, for this presentation. And she graciously called me back the next day and said, I'll be your co-sponsor, use it. So I'm grateful to Joyce. I'm grateful for the words that she wrote. They're not really words written for us. They were actually written for the suffragette movement. But hey, aren't we kind of shakers and movers from St. Mary's? I think it fits. So as you watch these pictures, know that digging through the archives for me was an extremely time-consuming but a very holy experience. And I tried my best to get pictures, especially to those of you in the age bracket that you're in, that you might recognize some of those people. And also for those of us who are more like my age bracket, that you would even recognize some people. So I hope I've accomplished that, and I hope that you enjoy this.
I'm in the